Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kentucky State Roleplay CAD system. We're using Melonly CAD. Back before we were using Sonoran CAD for a while, but it's been changed to this. I haven't messed with this too much, and I hope you guys can bear with me if I'm a little slow today. In this video, I'm going to show you all how to set up your unit and how to perfect your CAD to what it needs to be, and then just the basics and everything you need to know about your computer-aided dispatch software. So once you completed the application process, you'll be allowed to go into the CAD. I'm not too sure how we're going to do it yet because I'm not on that team that decides on what we'll do and what we'll not do. Whether you need to go through a training or a probationary phase or a supervising phase where you're dispatching for a bit and an instructor is with you, watching you, making sure you know everything. I'm not too sure, but this video is just going to how you're going to tell to get started up and everything you really need to know about this CAD. Like I said, I haven't really played with this a lot. I was doing the CAD stuff for the past few days just to get familiar so I can make this video. I hope you guys can bear with me if I do struggle a little bit. Anyways, I'll be your instructor. My name is Skyline Ash, and today we will be getting into this CAD system and knocking it out. So first thing you want to do is you want to first open up Melonly CAD. There should be a link and everything provided to get to this part, and it'll show you everything. Once you get here, you can choose from all of these different things. I'm an admin within this server. I have admin privileges within the CAD, so I can join any team, but you won't be able to do that for all of them. So what you'll need to do is join this team. It'll say Kentucky Civilian Operations. That's the team it's going to be linked to, and it's going to say dispatcher, and it'll look like this. So we'll click on that. And as you can see, here's our CAD. It doesn't seem like much is going on, so it's going to ask me to create a unit to get started. So I'm going to select a unit. Let's add a unit. So you'll go down here. Let me remove this. You'll go down here where it says add unit, click it, and then you'll put your unit number. For me, I do dispatch. It depends on what our call signs and all that's going to be. I think some people do Lexington 1 or Frankfurt 1 or Frankfurt. It just depends. For this scenario, we'll just do I'm going to do dispatch 2. That way I know when I'm dispatching, this is just the training one. So I'll do dispatch 2. The unit name is usually your roleplay name. I would suggest just putting in your normal Roblox user. You can put in your roleplay name, but I would suggest doing this so we can know who's dispatching and who's supposed to be doing all this and that. Your rank will be your normal dispatch rank. So for me, I'm a senior dispatcher within the ECMD. Dispatcher, oops. The agency, we're going to do DC dispatch, should be the only one. The subdivision, we're not going to have one. Items and ability, they don't really do much besides, I haven't really figured it out, to be honest with you. I think these are just stuff you can do. So obviously, dispatcher's going to have that 911 call. You're going to have that computer-aided dispatch. Okay, that's all we're going to really need. And then there's no pre-made group. So we'll just create units. It may update your rank to Board of Civilian Security something, something, something. So I do apologize, but I think it presets it. I don't know if there's any way we can undo that. I'll take a look later. We'll press create unit, and then boom, we're up. As you can see, we have a lot going on here. He'll show that I'm unavailable. He'll show all of this stuff, including the radio. Ooh, including the radio. Let me get back into your full view. And it'll have all these stuff. You'll not have everything up here. You'll have to find some of this. I know this, and this should already be up here. I just favorited these so I have quick access. Let's pretend you want to do your own, your own thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all these panels. And then I'm going to add a panel. First one I'm going to add is probably my calls panel. I'm going to put it to the left. That way I can know what calls are active, and then I can search up call histories and all that. The next panel I want to probably add, is right here. I'm going to add the active units. Usually going to be moved to the right. That way I can see who's active and I can drag and click to calls, okay? They're all inactive because the session isn't up. Add another panel. I'm going to do active unit groups. You don't always need this one, but now I got to figure out detach. Oh, come on. You don't always, like I said, have to do it to do this one, but it's good to have it. So groups, let me just explain groups. Groups are used for union. So union 1, union 2, there's something else that's other than union that we use, but for right now, it's just going to have this. It'll usually be empty at the start of your shift, and it's good to have it up. I don't know why it does not want to work today. Let me try to add the panel here and then go to groups. Let's say you don't want to do groups, which is totally fine. You'll just click this plus button. We'll do another panel. I usually like to do my tone board down at the bottom of this panel, and it'll show you all the tones. You can loop and stack and all that, and that'll all be discussed later. I'm going to do another panel on this side because I want it in this area. I usually do my signal manager. So signals are like your signal 100, all that good stuff. Let me try that again. So it'll be usually about right here. So it'll be signal 100. It'll put a red line up here. It'll say signal blank. It'll go to, you can dispatch different panels or agencies. We'll just use panels. And then you can do a tone, but you have no tones. The only tones you'll have access to right now is your fire call, station 1 and 2, and medical call tones, which will be discussed either in this video or another. Let's go ahead and add another panel. I do want to have active lookouts usually at the bottom of this. So active view lookouts are your bolos. So you can see previous bolos and other bolos, and you can refresh it. Let me move my my recording software, and then you can create bolos. So you got your signal. I usually just raise that up a bit, and then there's that. And that's it. This is basically how you want to customize your dispatch. You could do a lot of things to it. You could also add different stuff like the radio, live map, notepad, TIN codes, penal codes, records, active unit groups, timers, radio quick actions, call editor, and call history. Add all of that. I usually like to have the basics. If fire or EMS isn't online, I usually just remove this because there's no need for it unless I'm like role playing, I'm dispatching people. Then I keep it. Signal manager, you could also just come up here, go down into dispatch tools and see it from here. And this is where you'll see your tone board, which is here on the right side. Signal manager, which is right here that we have. Timers, so if we have pit timers or if you want to check on units every, so often, make sure they're okay on a traffic stop, you can have it up. And then you have your live map. Live map, it'll just pull it up. It'll show you where everybody is. It's kind of like the Sonoran CAD live map if you've ever experienced that before. It will show you if there is a jurisdiction or not in your area. So for FCSO, their jurisdiction is going to be right here in this area. LPD will be over here on the left side. And then KSP is statewide, and the LFD is also statewide. But we have 2 stations. We have Station 1, which is our headquarters station at 210. And then our other one at 1107 Maple. And that's going to be our Station 2. I usually split these up in 4 districts because that's how my department runs. But if there's a call on the left side, dispatch Station 1. If there's a call on the right side, dispatch Station 2. And then if it's kind of in the middle, like right here, you could either do either or. I usually do 1 because it's, closer than 2. It really depends. Versus like up here, I'd do 2 or something. There's a lot that you can do with this. You can see when pursuits are happening and you can follow the pursuits. It does take a while for the map to update. I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to just grab this random person's status. We're going to put it available. I do apologize, whoever that is, and it'll show them as available. And I'm going to put them unavailable because I bet you they don't want to be disturbed. So, yep, that's the live map, and it showed you that they turned up green, and it'll turn up the color if they're available or not. I usually just close that. Let's say there's an active call. It'll usually pop up, and it'll say new emergency call. I do want to say this before we get into calls. Go to selective dispatching. I learned this yesterday. I'm being serious. Go to selective dispatching and then do police, EMS, and fire. You just want your first responders. You can do DOT too, but there is going to be no DOT people. Because I don't think we should be really dispatching DOT because the amount of calls they get, they could probably dispatch themselves. And they're not, frankly, they're not on as much, so it just makes it. Over here, you'll see a lot of stuff. This bar will you could slide it. It'll say their unit number, the call they're attached to if I make a call, their name, which is usually the roleplay name, or they'll have their personal name, where they are on the map. If one of these guys hit their panic, it'll tell them where they are in game. AKA if, commercial 1 hits this panic, it'll be 11041 Maple Street. It'll say what agency, KSP, LPD, FCSO, their subdivision, so they're both on as commercial vehicle enforcement, and then the rank within that agency, which is supervisor, and then, just normal patrol, and then it'll show if they have any items or what their status is. If you go up here, you can also show dispatchers. So there's my original one, or never mind. That is never mind, that's freezer. Here's ours. It'll show if it'll show your unit by just pressing this. I usually hide it because I don't need to see myself unless I'm doing something. It'll show my name. It'll show dispatch, all of this. It'll show you if I have any items. There's a lot you could do with that, but I'm just gonna hide that. Let's get into call creation and how that would work. God, I'm sorry, guys. So let's say a call pops up, or you need to insert a call. You could do a quick traffic stop like this. You could do this quick traffic stop. You will need a plate. You could search by exact or partial. I usually do partial unless they give me clear communications. And then you can do some other stuff, and you can see starts with and all that, and look up history. They'll show you everything I looked up in the past. So let's say I get somebody with Papa Echo Alpha Kilo. So that's PEAK. It's right there. And I can search it up. And there they are. So I can just add that to the records, and it's going to create a traffic stop. It'll be giving you all this information. All you need to repeat back is this date, county of residence, if their vehicle is active, the model of their vehicle, the year, color, and then expiration date. And then you could probably give them their plate too, but it doesn't matter. And then that's how you would do it. So let's say, I'm looking through this, I'm dispatching to somebody like Sierra 136. That's a KSP, person. So Sierra 136 plate comes back as Matthew, and then I cannot say this for the love of my life, so I usually attempt it. Matthew Nugian, date of birth 2/13 of 72. They reside in Liberty County. Vehicle status is active. It is coming back to a Chevron Corvette X08. 2014 model, color really black, expires in 2026, 8/31 of 26. And they'll be like 10-4 dispatch or whatever. And then you can also do that. And you can also view, who did all this. You can edit this, but here's one thing I want y'all to know. Do not edit something. If it's stuff like this, vehicle registration, anything in the lookup tool, like this, if you go to search, and it lets you edit anything, do not do it. You're not allowed to. We shouldn't be messing with other people's stuff. Let them edit their own stuff. Unless you absolutely have to, then contact a supervisor. So I do want to go back here. So here's our lookup. If you go to search, this is where we're going to look up information. So you can look it up. and then you can see I'm on this traffic stop. I can also open this call by just clicking it, and it'll give me all this information because I attached a record. You know, PEAK 2014 Chevrolet Corvette, really black. It's a sedan. I can also attach it to panels like police. It's a traffic stop with the plate being peak. I can also set the priority. Traffic stops will usually take a priority 3, and then we'll save it. The primary unit will also be the original activation unit. I'll also set the status as open as we're working on it. And the origin will usually, you don't really have to mess with it, but you could also, if you want to get really advanced, you can go in here and say it was a on-site traffic stop 1044 as shown in your code, and it's civil because it is not an emergency. See, and it updates it to non-emergency. Let's say they come back, let's say they're at 202, like, freedom. So that's how you would do it. It'll autofill a lot of that, and it'll show you, always press save, always press save. It'll also do this linked records, which they can click, the officer can, so they can go through all of this stuff as well. But let's say, 136 comes back and he says, traffic's gonna be clear, ×1 citation given out. So I usually just put ×1 citation if needed. I ain't gonna put the reason, I'm just gonna put one-time citations, that way they know, and then I can just end the call when it's done. And it removes it from the active calls, and it'll go into the call history. There's a lot of other things you can do. For instance, if I can also toggle panics from here as well. You can do a lot of stuff. You can send a lookup or record. You can kick, but you're not allowed to. You can also edit other people's identifiers. Please do not. The only thing you can do is add people to groups, so assign to groups. Say commercial 1 and commercial 24, they're going to be assigned to a group. I will just click new group, and then I'll go into something like this, group name, which will usually always start with union 1, unless otherwise directed. There's a lot of stuff you can do. You can also, if somebody's on a traffic stop, you need to make sure that you click the right unit and make sure that you do the quick traffic stop. You can do no plate and then edit it later. So if I do, like for me, let me go back, I do this. I won't say it's a normal traffic stop, but I don't hear a plate and they just keep rambling. Then I can do that and then edit the plate later through the edit call by just clicking on it and then setting it to open. Usually it's an on-site and it's a civil case, meaning it's non-emergent. It's going to be a priority 3. Postal was, let's say 202 Freedom Avenue again. Do that, and the plate was Papa Echo Alpha Kilo. And then see how it says no plate, and in order to make sure you have the right traffic stop, just put their plate there. And you can do it like that. And there you go, and that's how you would do it. There's a lot of other stuff you could do, like get calls. You can search calls by incident numbers and all that. You can assign units to different calls like this. You can go into the radio, which I do want to point out because we will be doing this. Radio is push to talk only. There is no other options for radio. If you open the voice channels, these are all the radios you can join. My number 1 radios are going to be usually these 2 right here. 911 and 311 will also be a primary call for dispatchers. So if a 911 or 311 comes in, it'll show up right here. They'll say 911 call and it'll click it, and then other units can also search plates and it'll come down here at the bottom right. I can't show you, well, maybe I can, give me a second. Let me go in here into my phone and go into the Melonly app that I have installed on my phone. And if I go into my CAD, let's say I go into my LFD CAD, and I select unit, let's say that. Oh, it's gonna, I should have known that was gonna happen. Oh well, we'll just do it. And I'll show you how it works from there. Give it just a second to load. Actually, we won't do that. We're gonna go back to the CAD itself. So if I was law enforcement, let's say I'm going into law enforcement, right? I select a unit. I'm gonna Shit. Oh yeah, not okay, hold up. I'm sorry, guys. I should probably get perms if I'm doing stuff like that. Right here. Let's say I'm doing this and I'm selecting my fire unit right here. So there's me. You'll also see show dispatchers, which he's not online, but usually it'll say my rank and then I'm also command 1. And then it'll also do this. This is what a normal CAD would look like for other people non-dispatching. They can self-dispatch too, which means they can edit all of this if they want. Like if they have an on-scene thing and there's a signal 100, let's say if I go to this dispatch tools signal manager, I put in signal 100 and the panel is for, let's just do fire so I don't do that
Signal
for everybody.
100 is now in effect.
That's what it would sound like. I'm going to also just say I'm available just so they know. And then, okay, so signal 100 is in effect. They should know they should not be talking if it's something stupid. So if I go into self-dispatch, which I have to click, I could edit to where it is. Okay, spotted fire at 210 Hillview Road. And then you could do that as a description. This would usually be a priority 1 because it's a fire. And then I would send this to that one. And then I would usually do something like this, like fire structure. And the code would be, I actually don't think there is a code for this one. Let me take a look. Nope, there is not a code for it. But the origin would usually be walk up. And then status, and you would create the call. So now I'm attached.
Respond priority 1 to
101
Hillview Road to 10 fire structure.
And it'll repeat everything. There's a lot of other things you can do. So automation, so it'll be like if I'm doing any of this, it'll set it. And that's how you would do it. And I would self-clear and set my... Let's do a panic. So if I'm in the middle of, something and an officer is shot, and say I'm actively role-playing as an officer, then I would do this.
Panic unit CHF1 command 1, last known location to 101 Hillview Road postal to 10.
There you go, and it'll repeat the postal. I'm going to go ahead and toggle my panic again. I could also do a lot of other stuff. You may not have all of this stuff. I'm not too sure, but you can also search, if you want to do this. You can also get a record. So you can get supervisor. Because I'm a supervisor, I can have access to do stuff. I can do new records and all that. There's a lot you can do. There's body cam. So if you want, people to have their body cam on, it's a lot. And then there's the map, which should show my jurisdiction is this. It's just a box. That way I can know what fires I'm at. I'm usually at station 1. And then, yeah, that's kind of how that would work. Let's go ahead and just log out of this unit. Go home. Switch panel and go back to dispatcher.
Signal 100 is in effect.
And then if I go to my tone board, you go
Signal
here.
Signal 100 is no longer in effect.
And then that's how you would do it. Say there's an active fire, so I'm going to make a call real quick. I'm going to say there's a emergency call. I'm going to say caller did it, Call title is going to be, let's do structure. Fire structure in progress. This is going to be sent to both fire and EMS, but we'll go ahead and just send it to the fire panel. And then we'll do priority 1. Let's say it's 210 where I was, Hillview. Do Hillview right there. We'll just do a name so you can do unknown in game. Just NA, they could do contact if not, or yes. They would do caller contact number. We'll just do NA description. house fire in progress. That's how you would do it. And then we would save it. Let's see if it popped up. Okay, so we'll go here. And then there I am, dispatch 2. I'm attached that call, but let's see if I can put it in progress. So let's say we do that. We have fire departments on. Let's say I'm on. So a good thing to know about fire department stuff is if it's a fire call or medical call, any chief level officer, so anybody that has this, or hold up, like my other one, it said chiefs over here, so the rank would be chief, or the subdivision would say chief, then they always get attached to a call. So first we're going to look it up. So if I do this and I go, sometimes it'll let you view on the map, but because I created the call, it won't. So if we find where 210 Hillview is, it's going to be right here. Say it's at this place, the gun store. So, okay, what station's closer, 210 Sandstone or 1107 Maple? We should be dispatching from 210 Hillview if that is an active station. So we'll do that. And let's do that. So I'm going to do this. Make sure you don't send this to all active units. Make sure you send it to FD radio. You're going to do a stack tone. You're going to do a station 1 tone because that's what we're dispatching, and fire call because there's an active fire. And this is what it's going to sound like.
Fire call.
So if you know what, you could either do, this is how you could dispatch. You can either say station 1, respond blank, 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 or you can do individual units. So it'd be district 2, engine 1, chief 1, command, or it'd be district 2, command, or I'm sorry, district 2, command 1, engine 3, engine 2, respond blank, house fire blank, blank, blank. So I'm going to give you an idea what that sounds like. So I'm going to hit this button one more time and play it. And then I'm going to open it and I'm going to show you how I would dispatch.
Fire call.
Attention Station 1, Attention Station 1, active structure fire in progress, 210 Hillview Road, active structure fire in progress, 210 Hillview Road, all units respond, code 3. Or you could do signal 9 or whatever. They'll understand what to do. And then that's how you would do it. And then we're just going to end that call. And that's how you would do it. This is the basics of it. There's a lot of other things. So if you need quick searches on 10 codes, you can get it from here. You can also just press this and go to different presets like this. Apply preset, and you can do this. Switch panels. You can start your shift from here. You can do full screen, feedback, dispatch tools, information such as penal codes. If somebody wants to know what charge they need, you can look it up. I would not suggest giving them trying to find a charge. That would suck. This is also where you're going to get your 10 codes, your notepad. So if you need to do a new note, you can title it and be like S00136 means plate look up. If you're already active in an emergency call or something, you can do that. I'm going to delete that note because I don't actually have 136 that needs that. You can also search up call histories, but it would just be right here. If you need to open it again, then go through here and then look up just another way to find it, and records. And this is how you would do new records and stuff like that. So that's really all you got to know. I would suggest watching this video a few more times. That way you understand what's going on. I usually keep another set of 10 codes on me, which is the KSP 10 codes, on another tab like this. So I can do stuff like 1064 and 1065. I'm almost out of storage. That's sad. And then you can do signal 3s and stuff like that. And then your phonetic alphabet. But that's really all I had for today. Hopefully in another video I'll try to teach y'all some more stuff, but that's it. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of CAD dispatching with the Melonly CAD. Bye.